So, you're thinking about investing in a property in one of Nigeria's planned estates. Well, there's one document that can be the make or break difference between a dream investment and a complete and utter nightmare. It's called the Deed of Covenant. Now, I know it sounds like some dry, boring legal paperwork, but trust me on this. Understanding what's inside is absolutely crucial for your success.
Right. So if you're the one looking at buying a home in a planned estate, you're going to want to listen up for the next few minutes. Because in this market, what you don't know can really, really cost you.
Picture this. You've got the dream scenario, right? A secure, beautiful community where your property's value just keeps climbing. But then, there's the flip side, the potential nightmare. Chaotic development, constant arguments with neighbors, and an investment that's actually losing you money. So what's the one thing that often separates that dream from the nightmare? It usually comes down to a single document.
And yep, you guessed it, that document is the Deed of Covenant. The best way to think of it is as the official rulebook, you could even call it the Constitution, for the entire estate. It's the legal framework that's put in place to make sure you end up with the dream, not the nightmare.
So what is it really? Well, a deed of covenant is a formal, legally binding agreement. It spells out, in black and white, exactly what you can and can't do with your property. It details your obligations to the community and, just as important, your rights as an owner. And let's be super clear here. This is not a list of friendly suggestions. It is a contract, and it is fully enforceable under Nigerian law.
But why does it even exist? Its whole purpose is to preserve the character and, yeah, the financial value of the estate. It lays down the ground rules so everyone can live together peacefully. It makes sure everybody meets the same building and maintenance standards. And at the end of the day, it's there to protect your rights and your investment. Okay, so let's get practical. Before you even think about signing one of these documents, you need to know exactly what you're looking for inside. We're going to go through a quick checklist of the clauses that really, really count.
I like to break it down into 4 simple steps. First up, identify all the parties. Who's in this agreement? Is the developer there? Are you? What about a management company? Make sure everyone's clearly named. Second, review your obligations. This is where the money is, folks. What are the service charges? What are you on the hook for? Third, and this one is huge, understand the use restrictions. Can you build an extension? Can you start a small business from home? The answers will be right here. And finally, find the dispute resolution clause. Because when a conflict happens, and trust me, it will, how does it get handled? You want to see a clear process, like mediation or arbitration, spelled out. Now, here's a legal concept you absolutely have to get your head around. The covenant runs with the land. What does that mean? It means the rules aren't just for you. They are permanently attached to the property itself. So if you decide to sell your place down the line, whoever buys it from you is bound by the exact same rules. This has a massive impact on your property's future value. So what happens if you just ignore all this? Well, you're not just being careless. You're walking into a minefield of incredibly costly pitfalls and really serious legal risks. And I'm not being dramatic here. A source we reviewed puts it bluntly, warning that if you don't comply, you could face fines, a court order, that's an injunction, forcing you to, say, tear down an unapproved structure, or, in the most extreme cases, you could even risk losing your property rights entirely. The stakes could not be higher. Here is a massive red flag you have to watch out for. Make absolutely sure your deed of covenant doesn't contradict your other essential property documents. For example, your certificate of occupancy might say the land is mixed use, but the covenant might forbid any kind of business activity. That kind of conflict, it's a legal time bomb just ticking away.
Okay, enough about the risks. Let's talk about the good stuff, the payoff. Because when it's done right, this document is one of the most powerful tools you have for securing the future of your investment.
And the financial payoff is very real. Time and time again, you see that properties in these well-managed estates with strong covenants appreciate at a much, much higher rate. It just makes sense, doesn't it? The covenant guarantees a certain level of quality and predictability, and those are things that future buyers will absolutely pay a premium for. It removes risk, and that directly adds value. So, let's put it all together. This document protects your hard-earned money by making sure the whole estate keeps a uniform, high-quality look. It enforces standards so the common areas don't fall into disrepair. It stops your neighbor from deciding to open a noisy mechanic shop right next door. All of these things work together to make your property more desirable, and that means it'll be more valuable when it's time to sell. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Is a deed of covenant just a long list of restrictions telling you what you can't do? Or is it the actual blueprint for a safe, secure, and profitable investment? I think the smart investor knows the answer. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.